New this morning, our severe weather risk has increased. It has now gone up to a level 4. That's what we call a moderate risk for severe weather, highlighted in red. We use a scale 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest possible threat, 5 being the highest possible threat. So a level 4 is pretty significant. This is a new update from the Storm Prediction Center, and it includes many areas west and northwest of Des Moines. Cities in that level 4 risk include Carroll, Atlantic, Jefferson, Ames, Boone, Fort Dodge, Webster City, Clarion, and Algona, all the way north to the Minnesota border. A level 3 risk is out for Des Moines and areas to the east, and then it goes to a level 2 risk farther to the east. Our time frame hasn't really changed. We're still looking at 7 p.m. tonight through 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Large hail, damaging winds, and a couple of tornadoes are possible here. And this is really an increase in our severe weather risk because we have more confidence that supercell thunderstorms will be able to form north and west of Des Moines. In red, that's our new tornado outlook. It's a pretty high risk to see tornadoes in northwestern and north central Iowa. In that red zone, we are really going to have to watch Highway 20 and Highway 18 later on today. There is still a risk of tornadoes for areas to the south and west of that red area, but that's the greatest likelihood in that red zone. That's also where we have seen an increase in the large hail potential from Carroll to Fort Dodge up to Algona and up to Mason City. This hail in some cases could be more than 2 inches in diameter, so big hail possible there. And then our wind outlook is an area over western and northwestern Iowa as well, stretching all the way to the Des Moines Metro and Ames. That'll be a line of storms that pushes through later in the night. So there's essentially 2 different waves of storms that we are watching. Isolated supercell thunderstorms early in the evening. That'll be 7 to 9 p.m. that's most likely. The line will begin in western Iowa a little bit later than that, between 8 and 9 p.m. The highest risk for severe storms is still west of I-35. However, if you live north and west or northwest of Des Moines, I want you to pay close attention. Supercell thunderstorms are capable of producing large hail and tornadoes. That greatest chance will be in northern and western Iowa, that north central Iowa area as well. The timing generally 6 to 10 p.m. I know we're saying 7 p.m., but I think these will begin to develop around 6 p.m., probably not becoming strong to severe until around 7. Then we have a squall line, which essentially is a big line of thunderstorms that could produce damaging winds, large hail, and possibly a few spin-up tornadoes. The greatest time frame there will be 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. All of this is happening because a warm front will be lifting north into our state today, energizing the atmosphere. What we have highlighted here is basically how likely supercell thunderstorms are to form. And notice as we get into those pink and white colors, it's a higher risk. So the environment will be there later on today for storms to develop. We also will have a capping inversion overhead, which is a warm layer of air above the surface of the ground. That typically would eliminate any severe weather threat, or it would prohibit severe storms from forming. But I think for areas north and west of Des Moines, that cap will probably break and those supercell thunderstorms will be able to form, especially up near the warm front. Then along the cold front, that's when the line of storms will develop late tonight. And of course, we will be watching those for the Des Moines Metro during the overnight hours. In between, we have a fairly quiet day. Breezy, yes, and warm, yes. Later on today, we're going to heat up. Mid-70s possible over central Iowa, low 80s in southwest Iowa. It'll stay in the 60s farther to the north. Now, around lunchtime, and that is not really depicted here, at this hour, we could see an isolated thunderstorm. Futurecast does show some scattered showers around lunchtime. Then we may see isolated thunderstorms east of I-35, but that's not the severe weather risk. There could be a little bit of small hail there. We will get those clouds out of here by late afternoon and dinner time, and we will see some sunshine, but that will add fuel to the atmosphere. And by early evening, notice how I was talking about that Highway 20 and Highway 18 corridor, Fort Dodge Dodge up to Mason City, the area that we are going to watch most closely to see those supercell thunderstorms forming. It's really been consistent that areas north and west of Des Moines will need to be paying very close attention. Then the line develops late this evening. This is what it could look like by 10 o'clock tonight west of Des Moines, west of I-35. This line could produce embedded tornadoes and very strong winds. It'll be marching across the state by 11 p.m., arriving, say, along Highway 169, and then by midnight approaching the Des Moines Metro and I-35. The time frame for Des Moines is most likely between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Now, as the line pushes to the east, it will start to fall apart some. It will lose some steam, and by early tomorrow morning, our severe weather risk will be over. It will be colder, and there will be some lingering rain tomorrow during the day. Rain totals are probably not going to be super impressive today because that line will be, for many of us, the only opportunity to receive rain. I would not be surprised to see a half to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain in some areas. The highest rain totals will probably be out in western Iowa and northern Iowa, and then we are going to get cooler. So today we hit 76, tomorrow we hit 49, then we will be in the low 50s through the weekend. So it is going to be chilly heading into Easter weekend as well. I know with all this talk of severe weather, it can stir up some anxiety, make you a little bit worried. I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to be worried. I would like for you to be prepared, because the more prepared you are, the better chance you have at getting through this just fine. I do want you to know that you have to have a way to get watches and warnings. That means on your phone. There are many apps. I recommend our We Are Iowa app, but there are other ones out there that will alert you to watches or warnings in your area. Because this is a late night event and in some cases overnight, you cannot rely on the outdoor tornado warning sirens to alert you to severe weather. We all know you cannot hear them very well inside. Please don't let that be your only way of getting alerted to severe weather. You need to have something that will wake you up if you plan to go to sleep, a NOAA weather radio, an app, and make sure that ringer is on loud when you go to bed as well. Our team will be keeping an eye on the storms all through the night, all through the overnight time frame. And of course, we'll have all the information you need right there on that handy dandy We Are Iowa app and at weareiowa.com.